Okay, moving on, we will now hear from our team of functionaries, starting with our grammarian, Ruth Breisel. Grammarian, could you please, grammarian Ruth Breisel, could you please give us your report?
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. As a grammarian, I was looking for grammar and strong word and phrase usage. Overall, I want to say that our team did a great job and has had many great coaches in using the correct grammar. There were a few things that I picked up, and they may be just they're pretty minor. There was a couple people that used plural words when they probably should have been singular, but that is not as big a deal as some of the other grammatical errors, which we didn't have. So that is wonderful. Some of the strong word usage that I heard was Yolanda said, build a bridge from here to heaven. I could just see this bridge, and it was just it was a very visual, and thank you, Yolanda, for using that. Also was very emotional, talking about hugs, laughter, and tears. I don't know if that hit y'all the way it hit me, but it did. That's so true. VJ said, we want to stand guard on top of your mind. That's absolutely true too, because we all know that our minds can bring us down to a rabbit hole. Cassie talked about developing herself from worst to best. And Anthony said that Yolanda gave us her ace. I thought that was a pretty cool phrase. I like that phrase. Most of all, I've really been impressed with the theme of the meeting and everybody who is in our Toastmaster team who has carried the theme of the meeting through this entire time. It makes it so that we are all together, tied together, and have a common goal. As the word of the day, it was used 10 times. Cassie and Tammy both used it twice. Susan, Courtney, Yolanda, and Jorge used it once. I probably missed a couple of them, but I was pretty happy with the way we used the word of the day. Overall, great job, team. And I'm going to hand it back to our assistant coach, Courtney.
Thank you so much. All right, now we have our counter who will be telling us how many ands, ums, and filler words we use for the day. Over to you.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. All of you did a fabulous job with your speeches. My report just served as an awareness of the filler words that in your speech you might not be aware of at the time. Jorge, you have 1 3 n, more than 5 so, 2 all right, and the listening word is doubled. Courtney, you have 1 so, 1 all right. Jessica, 1 1 n, 1 so, and 3 and then. VJ, you have more than 5 1 2 and 3 so. Repeated word, human and in your. Akin, you have 2 and one of them, and the repeated words, and to that, 1 now. Anthony, you have 1 now. Okpai, you have 2 1 2, 1 your. Ruth, 1 1 2 and 2 so, 1 but, 1 yeah. Yolanda, you have 3 and, more than 5 now. Rafia, you have 3 2 1 and 1 and, more than 5 so, 1 now, 1 okay. Cassie, you have 1 1 but, and the repeated word of just. Louise, you have 2 so, 1 right. Kim, you have 1 1 so. Yvette, you have 1 and, 1 so. Lucara, you have 1 2 ums. Tammy, 1 1 so, and 2 but. And that concludes my report. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much. And finally, we will receive a timer's report from our timer, Jessica Sun.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. So the timer report for the prepared speech Yolanda, 7 to 9 minutes, and you have 8 minutes and 24 seconds. And because I was keep thinking it's 5 to 7 minutes, so when I give the indication, I actually use 5 to 7 minutes to indicate. But then I realized, no, it's the wrong time. And the good thing for Yolanda, as an experienced and professional speaker, she has the timer right in front of her. So even though I send the signals and then typing, but she has her timer. So she knows she's not disqualified. So sorry for disturb you, but you are good. You are qualified. Wei J, 5 minutes, 25 seconds. Akin, 6 minutes, 18 seconds. Table topic, Cassie, 2 minutes, 3 seconds. Luis, 1 minute, 43 seconds. Kim, 32 seconds. Good try for the first time. Yeah, so next time you will know we have 1 minute to qualify. Yvette, 1 minute, 21 seconds. Lucara, 36 seconds. Same thing. Good try for the first time. I'm sure you will remember next time. For the evaluator, Anthony, 3 minutes, 30 seconds. You're right on dot, very close. Upai, unfortunately, 3 minutes, 37 seconds, 7 seconds over. Tammy, 3 minutes, 22 seconds. Thank you. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Madam Timer. Well, now we are in the portion of the meeting where I will evaluate our meeting as a whole. So starting off, we did start the meeting on time and we did have our roles filled, which was fantastic. I think 1 or 2 roles were filled last minute, but our members came together as a team and we got it done to have a successful meeting. So that's great, you guys. Also next, the meeting went very well. It was organized as usual, and we had a really engaging table topic session, which was so fun. So thank you, Rafia, for putting those questions together. Starting with our first speaker, Yolanda Bynum. Her speech title was Bridge Over Troubled Waters. And Yolanda, one thing I really enjoyed about your speech was how relevant your content was and how you kept consistent with the bridge theme and overcoming our tribulations. And you did provide us with a call to action, which was make sure that you use what you have at your disposal to bridge the gap. So I really thought that was insightful, and thank you for that. Our second speaker, Vijay, his title was You Are Not Your Mind, which is incredibly important as well in times like this when we're all suffering from social isolation or social distancing. Although we can see each other virtually, it's not the same as being in person. So I really like how you educated us on how many times we have thoughts in a day and how many of those thoughts are negative. I thought that was also something too that can help us move throughout our week, throughout our days with that thought in mind. And our third speaker, Akin Oni. So he is definitely a champion and a coach for our team. And he dropped words of wisdom. He talked about facilitation is a skill that you can develop. And he talked about his Toastmaster journey. And he said a lot of people come to him, they say, Akin, I want to be better, but then they don't want to put in the work. Akin told us today that to be better, you have to put in the work, because if you don't, it's an oxymoron, and that's not going to happen. Also, he talked about the importance of taking on a leadership role in a Toastmasters club meeting and actively participating. As Toastmasters, it is so important that we actively participate in our club meetings if we want to yield results. Moving on to our evaluations, our first evaluator, Anthony Ally, evaluated Yolanda. And of course, Anthony showed us how to give a fantastic evaluation. He provided insight and clarity, and he really talked through each key point where Yolanda could improve, which also helped our club members as a whole. Our second evaluator, Ukpai with BJ, it was a very intimate and personal connection that you all have. I feel like your personalities are very similar. So I thought the way that you helped BJ was very insightful. And then finally, we had Tammy Gardner. And I apologize, Tammy, I dropped the ball with your intro. So I apologize, I missed that, but luckily I had my team to back me up. So I know you wanted me to give you a brief evaluation. So our timer, could you please place 2 minutes on the clock?
What are we doing?
I'm giving you a brief 2-minute evaluations. I have 5 minutes, so the last 2 minutes I will be evaluating you.
8 times.
All right, thank you so much. So first, starting off, I too cannot stand due to my computer structure, so I will say that. So Tammy, I will be evaluating you using the team method. So starting off, I will mention one treat that you gave us. Then I will mention one thing that you excelled at, or 2 things that you excelled at. And then I will be mentioning a few areas of opportunity. And finally, moving forward, what you could do to improve your public speaking as a skill. So starting off, one treat that you gave us is your amazing ability to encourage and inspire the audience, as well as educating them at the same time. When you first started off talking to Akin and you told him about the typical things that people do to engage their audience and how he completely turned that on the head, saying, giving us the answer before giving us the question. That was interesting because I didn't realize that. And I'm sure some of my fellow Southwest project managers did not realize that either. So thank you for finding time to educate us while educating Akin. I thought that was a treat. Mm-hmm. Second, 2 things that you excelled at: your energy. You stood up and it's so late in the day and you gave us energy. I was super excited about that. And that made me want to be energetic giving my presentation to you. Also, to something I thought you wanted to be was helpful. You were acting as a coach to Akin. You really were. And you were guiding him and holding his hand throughout the journey. So thank you for that. And also an added bonus, you use the word of the day. So congratulations. And a few areas to improve. In the spirit of Toastmasters, I will mention, you did mention to Akin that he was sitting down, and I know one of your calls to action was stand up next time, but if there was a way that you could give him feedback on how he could better his speech or better improve his speech while sitting down, I think that would have been a very great takeaway, because if someone can't stand, etc., it might be nice for them to hear. Also, I would have really liked if you used a structure so everyone could follow your train of thought. I followed your train of thought quite well, but for our new Toastmasters, it might be helpful, especially since they're new to evaluations. And moving forward, Tammy, just continue to give us these incredible evaluations with encouragement and insight. And just remember that moving forward, you are a team with us, and moving forward, you are a team with us. So just continue to do what you do. And with that, guys, I am past my 5 minutes, so I'm going to end my evaluation here and hand it back to our coach of the night, Jorge. So Jorge, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. General Evaluator and coach of the evening, assistant coach of the evening. I really appreciate your support tonight. Well, the spirit of time, because we don't have much time and I don't want this game to go in overtime. Before I finish my duties of coaching and Toastmaster of the evening, I just want to say how impressive I am with this team. I mean, you continue amazing me on every single meeting. We keep setting the bar higher and higher and higher, and you keep exceeding expectations every time. It's incredible, the quality of the speakers, the quality of the topics, your performance, even our guests when they are called into action at the very last second. I mean, you even perform at the meeting. I guess it's the energy that this team carries with it. So before I finish and before I pass it back to our president, and I know it's one of my duties to name the winners of the tonight, but I am going, since we have so many distinguished guests tonight, I think that's an honor that corresponds to our president. So I'm going to let our president take over and give the winners of the night, announce the winners of the evening. But before I finish, we are mostly a leadership group, project managers and leaders. And remember that coaching is a very powerful leadership style. And compared to mentoring, coaching has more accountability and provides more action, hands-on guidance, and works with every single individual in their journey. We work with the team, but we also work with every single individual. So I really encourage all of you and all of us to continue coaching and continue developing this leadership style, because it's a way for us to multiply our efforts and multiply the effect that we can have on others. So with this, I want to pass it to our president to finalize the evening. Thank you very much for helping me on winning this team, and thank you for the successes that we achieved tonight.
Thanks a lot, Jorge. This was an amazing evening, and we can wrap it up with the best thing, which is the awards. Tonight, as Jorge can also chime in with me, it was a nail biter with any of the category people, speakers head to head, evaluators head to head, also with the table topics. But we have to choose only one winner, so we'll go with that. Ladies and gentlemen, best speaker, we have 3 speakers, Yolanda, Vijay, and Akin. Very close contest, and the winner is Yolanda. Next, we have table topics. Unfortunately, 2 of our guests did not qualify, and understandably, because minimum we have to speak 1 minute and we did not inform, but that's okay. We will do it next time. So we have 3 speakers, Cassie, Lewis, and Yvette, and the winner is Cassie. Finally, unfortunately, Akin just went few seconds above the time, but it was an amazing evaluation. Among the qualified evaluators, we have Anthony and Tammy, and the winner is Anthony.